Now that we've looked at a bunch of different attacks against the app at risk of SQL injection, it's time to start looking at some of the patterns used to defend against these attacks. And in your capacity as an ethical hacker, being able to identify good code versus bad code can be extremely advantageous. Now, the big difference with this module is that we are going to be looking at code. So to identify these risks, we're assuming that you actually have access to code, or you can influence either the way the code is written or the way the app is architected. So this is going to come at things from a different angle. Let's jump in and have a look at what we're going to talk about in this module. So in this module, it's all about understanding where the defenses should be in the code. We've seen what goes wrong when the appropriate defenses aren't there. What should those defenses be? And more importantly, how should the app behave once they're in place? So the goal of this module is to try and help you identify when the defenses are missing. Not just because you've been able to remotely exploit the vulnerability, but because you can look at the code or look at the structure of the app and see where the developer might have gone wrong. Now in this module, we're going to look at a heap of different good practices for building secure apps against the risk of SQL injection. But the idea is to try and apply many of these defenses together. So to take a defense in-depth approach. So what that means is that even though we're going to look at each one of these defenses in isolation, in an ideal system, you'd have many different layers of them together. So they're complementary. If one layer isn't implemented properly, then you have the other layers. There's no single point of failure in the design of the app. And that's a good practice regardless of what it is you're defending against, whether that be SQL injection or other common risks in web apps. But particularly for injection, you'll find that there are a whole bunch of things that should be done in the app, which are often missed. And it's when all of them are missed that we have the problems we've seen in the course so far. So with that said, let's jump into it, and we're going to start by looking at the right way to do error handling.